Hello, everybody. Welcome
Game.
to episode 2 of the Two Bros, One
Oh,
Mic podcast. Sadly, the second bro couldn't make it because they are out giving a lecture at their university right now,
how
so
to
they
load it
couldn't
up
be
with
here.
mods.
But for today, I'll just be going over microtransactions in video
Please, Rai,
games,
please
and as well as
peek.
gambling in video games because they all kind of fit into
No,
the
don't
same
crash.
pool, really. So, gambling in video games can be tracked back to like
Ooh, 30
probably
seconds.
like the early
Ooh,
2000s is where you started seeing games actually
come on.
based on gambling. Like obviously they did exist. Like
Oh,
there were
my.
gambling games
Oh,
on like PC, but they
oh,
weren't as prevalent. Like
I have
I think the
frames.
Pokemon
Oh,
I think would
thank
be
you.
like the earliest example of
Oh,
a video game, a mainstream video game having gambling. As in that game you
oh,
had like a
thank you.
slot machine where you
I had
could
to
just
get
like
on the
hit the
modded
slots.
version
I
because
can't remember what you
I
won, but
needed to put on a
it's been a while
mod
since I played
to
Pokemon.
optimize my game.
But
Because
yeah, you
holy
would win
shit,
stuff.
I'm
So
now getting over
they
100
ended up
frames. It's
cutting.
working.
So not cutting. They ended up that was like I think the first instance. Microtransactions in video games. Well, that can technically go back to arcades,
My computer won't
which
run the
because you
Vulkan
always
one. I
have to put
don't
the
know
coin
why.
in the play.
It kept
But
erroring
the
when I
first
first tried to
instance of
use
a
it.
microtransaction in a game was in I think it was the Elder Scrolls
I
Oblivion,
know.
where
They're
there was
adding
a I think
VX11 though,
$8
so
horse armor DLC,
yeah, they're
and
adding
like that
VX11 though.
that's a bit expensive, right? Like it's for just for like free horse cosmetics. Like
Fair.
it's armor, nothing valuable. But those were light, and microtransactions weren't really as prevalent until I say like phones started blowing up, where apps on the
That was
App
just
Store
lag.
like
Holy shit.
you could start buying in-game purchases for cheap. I think the first instance was
You know, the
Farmville
one thing I'll say
actually.
about my mod version is I
Farmville
get
was the
Minecraft
first one to
music,
have
so
microtransactions, which at the time they were the first. So they were like the first one to have like true microtransactions, small purchases for in-game currency. So like there were people racking up thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on this game alone, right? So they they really just wanted to, the whole game was just incentivized around like you do this, all you need want to wait, spend money, you can skip it. And
someone
there
is
are other games similar to that, like
157
Clash
meters
of
away.
Clans is one where you can just buy
Oh
gems,
no, they're
skip
not. That's
it.
just a
Um,
campfire.
I think I guess Plants vs Zombies 2 is another one where you can buy better, really overpowered plants. Like you can get OP stuff just by spending your real money, skipping that like whole bit of the like grind, right? Because obviously not everyone wants to grind a game, which is completely fair. I can understand that people want to skip it, but they're very predatory schemes, to be honest with you. Because like they look, some of them cost so cheap. Like Clash of Clans, you can buy like I think it's 1,000 for like maybe $10, and like you think that, well, that's so cheap. I'm gonna spend that money, get it, do this, upgrade my town hall or whatever. It's so cheap, but that's how they get you. It's a cheap purchase, so it's a micro purchase you keep buying over and over. And it doesn't help that this is also spread into mainstream gaming. There are games like Call of Duty, Overwatch, Call of Duty, Overwatch. What else? I'm trying to think. Tired. Minecraft, Call of Duty, Overwatch, Minecraft, GTA,
Gambling.
Fortnite,
Mobile
Apex
Legend?
Legends, Skate. The new Skate game
Mobile
has
Legend.
microtransactions, and like though it's like oh Rainbow Six Siege, and but it's also it's like
Oh,
why are you they so expensive? Like they charge the reason they charge us
you can
so
have
little is
this.
because they like a bundle in Call of Duty, for
No,
example.
you can have the
It
scout
costs
cannon.
3,000 COD points. Let's say a bundle. Let's
I
just say that's
opened
what it
it.
costs, right? It will cost 3,000 COD points
Fine.
for you to purchase, which on paper doesn't sound bad, but when you consider that's $30 for a skin and a weapon skin, that's a bit ridiculous, is it not? And it doesn't help with games like Fortnite, which is a game targeted towards
You
kids, right? You're targeting it towards kids, which isn't good. Because
get in.
now these kids will see this is a purchase. I'm gonna make it because they want all these skins. Like they want to buy the skins. They can't. But this costs a lot of money. So like, and this a game like
I
Fortnite, it's a
think he's
live service
dead.
game. there is no guarantee in, let's say, the
Oh,
next
you want
five
to know?
years
Okay.
that either you're interested or Fortnite will even be around, right? So like,
That no.
what are these kids gonna do? They're buying this into this
Okay, Ozzy, are you
marketplace where they
ready?
can't get money back out of it, right? Because it's just like a one way. The company earns all the money from that transaction. Like that's the and like sometimes the skins aren't worth it.
I think the
Like
I
and it's
think the
so predatory.
Mexican
They're
is
aiming it
dead.
towards kids. Like a lot of games nowadays they're releasing with microtransactions are aiming it towards kids because they know kids are the most like what's it called? They're easily manipulated. They'll see this really cool stuff. They know they want it. The kids will see it. They
Yo,
know the
what the
kids will
fuck
want it.
game?
They put it in there, and
Where
like
else you
they
going?
know it'll
Oh,
sell.
oh
They
well.
know they'll get the money because these kids see it. They're like, oh my god, I want it. Like Roblox, for example, they have a whole wide marketplace full of stuff like that kids like, right? You can go to the Roblox marketplace. You can find something
Wait,
for
question with the
a
bloke.
game based
Alright.
off a game, and you can buy it. Like, and they're always like 100 Robux. So like, kids are spending so much money. You can't even buy 100 Robux. You can only buy 80 as the cheapest. Like that's the thing. They're aiming it towards kids. It's very predatory, right? And I don't think they should be aiming it towards kids. Like if you're an adult, you're earning money. That's fine. You can spend your money whenever you want. I couldn't care less. But you're aiming it towards children. They're impressionable. They will see this, and this will become a bad habit. And it didn't help back in like I would say probably starting around 2013, 2014. So we started to see the rise in loot boxes, which is gambling, right? It's just gambling. You're gambling for a
I don't know.
prize
Hey, I got
that
a
you
blowgun.
like a better reward. I can think the first game I remember having loot boxes was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It had
You
supply
want me to
drops,
shoot him?
which are just what they call loot boxes in that game. And in the supply drops, there were weapons that had different stats to like the regular weapons. And arguably, some of these weapons were better. So people were spending thousands of dollars to get these weapons because they were just genuinely better than the base game. And like they were priced so cheap, so people kept buying them.
Okay,
And it didn't
I just
help
put it
that
in my bag.
other games started copying them. Overwatch had loot boxes. Battlefield 2 at launch. Star Wars Battlefield 2. Battlefront 2. It had loot boxes at launch.
How was your flight, Mexican?
And you know what happened? They got banned in countries like Denmark and Norway. These
Did
countries
you see
straight up
Jesus?
banned them. Why? Because they were so predatory.
That's
Because they were incentivizing people to
makes
spend
sense.
money on these rewards that are just genuinely better. Like in Battlefront 2, you would open a loot box to get literal stat boosts for your
Oh, he's going
character.
to get Aussie. Ooh,
That's how
food.
broken it was. Like you to get your character to be good, to actually have fun in the game, you needed to spend real money to. I think it was estimated that it would cost $80,000 at the time to unlock everything in the
Right.
game
He went to go. He
through loot
said he went to
boxes,
go get
which
his
is
backpack.
ridiculous. There are good examples of loot boxes, which I think a good example of
Yeah.
this is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. The reason I think
He's
this is a good
going.
example is because alpha packs are
He's
free.
going. He went
You
further
don't
down.
actually have to spend any money
He's
on
coming
Siege
back.
to get skins for your
He's
weapons.
coming.
And
He's
they have
coming
an
back up
in-game currency
fast.
called Renown
That's
where you can buy alpha packs and buy some skins with them. Like I think that's a good system. Obviously,
no one wants
in
to eat
recent
this
updates they
green crispberry.
nerfed the
It's
Renown
poison.
gain, so it takes forever. But still, you can buy skin. It's a better system than what most games have. Most games make you want to have to make you spend real money. Cannot preface this enough. Real money, real hard-earned cash for virtual items,
I threw it like
right?
2 feet.
And it's ridiculous because luckily none of these games are aimed for kids. Call of Duty is always aimed for towards teens, but obviously kids play it. But it's the company should have never done it in the first place. They only did it because they wanted money. They knew they could make money out of this. That's why they did it. And people kept coming back to it because it was the thrill of unpredictability. Like you don't know what you're gonna get, which is why people kept coming back. And obviously those games have died down, but there's been a new trend in games recently. Um, they're called gacha games, pretty much. That's their name. because they derive from a Japanese machine called a gacha machine, which would give you a figure where you spend money. That's a whole thing. Gacha games are where
if you get
you can earn free in-game currency to roll
if
for
you get
characters.
free more balloons, Chad, you can get
Some of
a
them, off the top of
Chad.
my
If you get
head,
three more
are
balloons, you can get a
Uma
badge.
Musume, which is a horse racing gacha
If you
game,
get
anime
free more
style, and Dragon
balloons, you
Ball
can get
Z
a badge
Legends.
because you have to have
I
6
think
balloons equipped at once.
there's another one, and it's Genshin Impact. Uh, Pretty much all the ones made by Hoyoverse, so Genshin Impact, Honkai
Oh,
Star Rail,
luggage
and Zenless Zone
on my
Zero.
knees.
They're all gacha games where you have to gamble an in-game currency, which you can earn. But in
Luggage.
those games, you don't earn much, so you end up having to pay money for characters. So, and those games are definitely aimed more towards kids because they're based on
Oh
IPs.
well,
Dragon
okay.
Ball, popular IP, kids watch it. It's aimed towards kids. They're very
Hey,
predatory
hey,
games.
Mexican.
And the
Oh, you
issue
want? Okay,
with
you
them being
ready?
so predatory is that people don't realize how much money they end up spending on loot boxes
Yeah,
and
someone
microtransactions.
give
Right?
him a
So
med kit so if
I'm
he
gonna
fall
paraphrase the
he can
story I
start
remember
healing
hearing.
himself before he
So
dies.
there's this game. It's called Diablo Immortal. It has microtransactions where you could upgrade
Okay,
your
I
gear
guess.
and all that. So there was this guy, or-
Are you
and he decided
you're on the
I'm gonna upgrade everything. I'm gonna spend all. I'm gonna
Scoutmaster?
upgrade everything. He
Okay,
spent
you ready, Mexican? You ready for,
100
you ready
grand.
for liftoff?
100 grand on this shit. I don't care if I swore there, but it's like I have to prefacize. That's how much money he spent. And do you want to know the messed up thing? It's because in that game they have a power level system. He was that high of a power level, he
It
couldn't
didn't
even
work.
play the game because he couldn't
It did
matchmake
not
with
work.
anyone. So this is a mobile game, by the way. But he couldn't matchmake, so he couldn't play
Okay.
it. So he ended up getting a refund. I'm pretty sure. So there is a happy ending. But like that's the thing. Like people
Two
don't. That's like an example. People don't
you can
realize how
both
much
get in.
money they're
No one
spending.
wants
He
you
didn't
both.
realize until he had upgraded everything. That's how much money he had spent, and that's so bad, isn't it? Like I think it's terrible that people are spending hundreds
You
of
guys
thousands of
ready?
dollars on these games. It doesn't help with like sports games, for example. They always have
To
packs. FIFA
infinity
has had
and your
packs for years. People spend, and those games come out yearly. People spend thousands of dollars on FIFA a year, and like
um, hey,
it's terrible. And they're sports games, so they're aimed towards kids. Like that's how bad it is. There is a harm in this, and it also for like loot boxes that help like gacha game loot boxes that helps kids get into gambling really easily. Like
okay.
I was shown
Oh,
that. I was shown that as a kid. I didn't get into gambling, but
goodbye.
kid, that's because I knew gambling was bad. And to be honest, from what I've been told
Oh,
is that one of
okay.
my
You
cousins
know, you need a better
he's a
item like a
gambling
rope
addict,
spool.
and like
Yeah,
I
there's
saw
two.
that how that was affecting him. So when I was younger, I was told, don't do it, don't do it, don't get into gambling, because you're gonna end
Okay,
up like that. So that's why I didn't get into, I don't do
I would
gambling.
move.
But these loot boxes, and so young
So
kids,
no, it's so
this
you could
will,
get the.
it's
It
not,
was
it
so
will
you could
harm
get the
them.
coconut
It
in.
will harm them financially. They won't understand how the money because they're just spending their money
Only one at.
constantly,
Oh, okay.
and it's not good for them.
Only one at a time.
And like,
Okay, you ready?
and because they'll always be trying to achieve that sensation they get, they're gonna like
It's
from
not
getting
work.
this good shit. They're going to be like it's going to actually affect
Now,
their mental health because they're going to be so
now,
disappointed when they don't get their stuff. Like there was this person on YouTube who spent hundreds of dollars trying to get this character,
well,
never got it, and like he didn't. He You could just tell at that point for I think his final time, he just gave up. Like he was so defeated that he couldn't get it in his whole time. Like I would understand. So I do think there
uh,
is a way to solve
do
this.
you want to go? Do you want to
So there
launch?
have been steps forward for
I,
gambling in my. So
are you ready?
in some countries they have straight out banned loot boxes, which is a good step forward. I think as I said, I think it's Denmark and Norway. They banned loot boxes outright. Others have really strict laws. Some just have it banned out because of gambling laws. You're not allowed to show gambling in them. That's all fine.
Oh,
And I think other countries are starting to look at it
that
like,
was
yeah, we
beautiful.
shouldn't be allowing our kids to have this stuff, access to it.
Yeah,
So some
but
countries
that's the
have
fun
also
of the
cracked down
game.
on it. The main thing I think needs to be cracked down on is microtransactions, though. Is that, well, a lot of
Oh
games
no,
like
no, couldn't have been me.
FIFA, Fortnite, any of the sports game really, they all have microtransactions, and a lot of these games are aimed towards kids. Some kids really like sport. They'll play these games, and it's aimed towards them. So in reality, what are
Oh
they
my
supposed
god,
to do,
don't.
right? Like no, like I said
Okay,
5 in the
okay.
morning. I'm recording this, but like that's fine. But like so, there are countries like for example Australia
They're
has
somewhere.
stated that if your game has any form of gambling, any form of like
Yeah, he
microtransactions, it will
did.
be immediately bumped up to M. So FIFA, I think every FIFA game from now on, I can just quickly fact check this. I think every FIFA game from now on, in Australia, will be yeah, every FIFA game from this year,
Oh, so peaceful with
will now be
Minecraft
from
music
last
in
year
the
actually will
background.
now be rated M in Australia. They are no longer rated G
Hey, that's a beehive.
because
That.
they have access to microtransactions and loot boxes, which kids should not be promoted to,
Oh.
right? So like it's very understandable why he's doing
Oh
that.
no.
So Australia's taken that step. Other countries have banned them, as I said before.
Um.
So,
Oh. Oh
and
no.
I also think
Oh.
that there needs to be a point where we
That's
allow
all right.
parents just have the choice to, if they set up their kid an account, they get to choose if they want their kid to be able to do this on the
Are you
games,
good, Chad?
because they shouldn't have to have their kid beg for money every week just so the kid can either gamble on a game or
Oh
buy
no.
a skin. Right? They should just have a way to say, no,
Oh,
I don't want my child to view this content, and I
I
think
have
that would be a
regrets.
good way to go about
I
it.
have
But
regrets. I have regrets. I
I don't
have
know. I
regrets.
also think that for loot boxes,
I
the
lots and
countries should
lots of
start forcing the
regrets.
developers to disclose the odds of what like the actual odds and rates are. Because I know Overwatch, for example, does this now because some countries did force them, so there are countries doing it. Where I think a legendary is like a 1% chance. And that's why Roblox games, so many Roblox games have gambling in it, and they don't get taken down. It's because technically they're disclosing the odds, so they're not breaking any laws here. But yeah, so I think that's a way to do it. I think companies should also just adopt ethical practices, but like that's never gonna happen. If I know it's not gonna happen, but I wish they did. But yeah, so I'm gonna stop yapping now because I need to go to bed. It's 5 in the morning when I'm
Ooh.
recording this. So I'm gonna stop yapping, but I will
I'll
say
save
this.
on to these because then we can
In conclusion, basically, companies
I'll hold on to the
have
cookies because
used
we can
these
then
loot boxes and
cook them at the
microtransactions to
campfire and get even
genuinely
more
exploit
stamina
their
from them.
player bases, especially children
I
who
do.
are
I had to
more
eat food because
uh,
I
who are
nearly
more
died.
likely to spend money on their stuff. They also they and because that
I
goes
went
around
to
like
an
bad
area
spending
that I
habits and all that.
I went to an area that
And a
I
lot of
definitely
these games
shouldn't have
have
gone to.
gambling-like
So
behaviors where they really shouldn't. Like the
I
whole
don't know what
gacha
happened to
game
Chad.
system is terrible for kids.
I
Like if a
think
kid
Chad's
gets into that, they're
alive,
gonna
but I
spend
don't
so
lost.
much money. Clash of Clans, there's
Well.
some kids who would like.
Oh, he's
I've heard
Chad is
stories of
alive.
some kids who just
Oh,
like buy uh,
I
gems
I thought
without
you died
realizing
to
what
that
they're
fall.
doing. It's not
the
good, and it's down to countries and companies to start regulating microtransactions and gambling. Like we need laws like to help stop. Like Australia introduced this thing where every game with microtransactions gambling will be M. That's
Joe.
a good step forward because they're predatory. Games are
I don't know
predatory
where he
nowadays. They
went.
want your money. Call of Duty, they want your money. That's why they sell you $30 bundles. Apex want your money. Fortnite really wants your money. That's why they don't. They only sell skins. Back like a couple years ago, they sold skins, pickaxes, all that for like 1,000. Don't do that anymore because they want your money. Yeah, that's all I have to say. That is the two bros one mic podcast with only one bro. 'Cause the other is sick. No, not sick. Fuck. Fiddlesticks. He's not sick. He's doing a lecture. He's in uni, but yeah. So he's doing that. Uh, that's all I have to
The
say
fuck
for
happened to the
today.
Mexican?
I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go do that. Yeah.
Pardon?
Goodbye.
I do. They're in my backpack. Ooh, button. Yes. Ah, I got it. Oh, I don't. Do you want to carry this? I weigh a lot already. What the fuck? Chad's flying away. They're gonna pop, by the way. They are all gonna pop. I think they. I guess I'll hold on to this. Hold this. I'm surprised Chad didn't die. He isn't far enough away from us. If Jordan hits, I feel like. Oh, there goes. There's the honeycomb. Ozzy, yeah, it's grab your piece. I tossed. The bees didn't follow me. I was very. I thought I was.